Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 8th ID Pathfinder podcast. Let's jump into our next interview here. We're with Corporal Klutch. How you doing?
What's going on, VanDoor? I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing well. Just another great night of realism. Kicking ass, taking names. Pretty easy to kill the Near and Loner and those guys.
Yeah, it's cakewalk. Yeah.
All right, let's. We'll just jump into it here. So, who are you and where are you from?
All right. So my name's Klutch. I'm from upstate New York, and or locally we call it Southern Canada, as we're closer to Canada than we are New York City. But everybody asks how the big city is, and I'm nowhere near it.
Born and raised in New York or that area?
Yep. 4 minutes down the road from where I grew up as a kid.
Nice. So you must like it there then.
Cowtown, USA.
All right. What do you do for a living out there?
I am a VoIP, it's Unified Communications network engineer. So I work from home, so I don't have to drive because I dislike big crowds and traffic.
So what exactly is that job? Like, what do you
do exactly? Basically, I support 9,000 users.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right!
And roughly 18,000 phones and gateways for a large financial institution.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy my work, so it makes it much more tolerable. But to a lot of people, it'd probably be either very boring or you just have no interest at all. So if you don't enjoy it, if you don't have any interest in it, you're going to hate the job.
Okay. Well, it's nice that you enjoy your job and you get to do it from home. That's double bonus for you then.
Yeah. Especially with everything going on right now with gas prices and everything.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We'll jump into some questions about Dodds real quick. So how long have you been playing Dodds for?
So I started playing Dave Defeat in 2010. So unfortunately, I missed out on some good Dodds time when it came out in 2006 through then. I was a console player, so 2010.
And what got you into realism?
Actually, I was in a group that ran pub servers mainly, but we did just do like an internal realism for fun, like once a month. And so that's how I started, or at least understood what realism was. But once that group disbanded, I really didn't touch realism until I ran into Lanier and Garza, and they suckered me into it, and kind of evolved into what it is today.
All right, so pretty much this last like year and a half or 2 years, I guess.
Yeah, I really got back into it once I met this fine group of folks. But before that, I had just pubbed and played in like TCN and a couple of like night cups for the 12-mans that we occasionally run. That's where I mainly played until I found you guys for realism.
Nice. All right. If you were a chair, which celebrity would you want to sit on you?
Ooh, that's tough. So, believe it or not, I used to have a huge crush on Katy Perry when I was in high school and she first hit the scene. I would go Katy Perry for current times, though. Let's see. Maybe ScarJo or Amelia Clark from Game of Thrones.
Khaleesi. Good choice. And I understand the Katy Perry thing. Like when I was in high school, I still remember the first time seeing Britney Spears sing Hit Me Baby One More Time. And I remember talking to my friends the next morning about it in French class in grade 8. And that was like the whole big thing. Like, dude, she's hot. She's going to be huge. And then turned out she was.
Yeah, so like Katy Perry, I Kissed a Girl was like, I was in like 9th, 10th grade, something like that. So it was like Hell yeah.
All right. I saw on your post on the forums that you played baseball. Well, other sports too, but baseball is one thing that you do softball now. So doing baseball, what was that like? Do you any kind of like professional aspirations or?
Originally, I did. I got scouted by a couple of colleges. Nothing great, like D3, one D2 school. But that was out in the Midwest, a couple thousand miles from home, and it just wasn't what I was looking for. Um, so I ended up going to school for engineering instead. So basically, college was where I ended with baseball, and I picked up competitive softball. And started playing travel softball. Ended up in a couple national tournaments. Ended up out in Ohio for a national tournament. Took 16th out of 82 teams. So, did a lot of traveling there. Won a couple money tournaments, stuff like that. So, if you haven't played competitive softball, I advise checking out in your area because it's actually, basically countrywide and it's a lot of fun. There's beer leagues or competitive leagues, whatever you want to find.
Yeah, I'm a beer league kind of guy. Did beer league hockey up here. Well, I coached it for my friend's team. I was the one that would get kicked out of the games for yelling at the refs because they didn't want to get kicked out.
We do. We have some beer league hockey leagues here. I am not good at hockey, but I enjoy hockey. It's actually really big in my area. Like Oswego State has a really good hockey team. That's the local college here. They're a D1 school for hockey, and a couple of northern schools as well. So hockey's pretty big around in my area.
Well, you guys being so close to Canada, a lot of bleed over, I guess, from there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What was next here? Jumped around my questions. Who is your all-time favorite Disney princess?
Probably Mulan. Is she technically a princess?
I believe so.
I'm going to count it. I don't think
Count it
she
too.
actually is a princess, but she's like the main female protagonist. And I like that she's a badass, takes control, and just doesn't take no shit from anyone.
I like it. All right. The other cool thing I wanted to get to, again, what you put on your forums post was you're a big hunter and you got some cool pictures on there, fish and deer and stuff. So what got you into hunting? What else do you hunt currently?
Ooh. So actually, it's kind of funny. So I'm the only person that hunts in my immediate family or fishes. But I have an uncle of mine um, is a big hunter, and he actually, when I was a kid, probably 8, 9 years old, he actually shot a buck out behind my parents' house. I grew up on a 85-acre farm, and he brought it to my parents' house, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And so I used to get up every Sunday morning and watch the Outdoor Channel. 4 a.m. is when hunting used to start, and I would go out and sit in the living room. My parents would wake up at like 6:37, and I'd already be out there watching TV, watching the Hunting Channel. And in New York State, the earliest you could hunt is 12. So as soon as I hit 12 years old, I got my hunting course. And my uncle, you had to be accompanied by an adult. So being that my uncle was the only hunter, that realistically he was kind enough to take me all the time. He would always offer to take me, so I would always go with him, and that's how I got into it. So hunting I owe to my uncle. Fishing, just down the road, my grandma's property is 70-acre farm. Like I said, Cowtown, USA. So they have a big spring-fed pond, and ever since I was, can remember, we used to do family reunions and everything there, and we used to do cookouts and barbecues and stuff. And I've had a fishing pole in my hand since I was probably 3, 4 years old. So it's just one of my favorite things to do. Get out of the house, you can relax with it. You can go as hard as you want with fishing. Really, you can either just relax, drink a beer, maybe catch a fish, or you can really put effort into it and really focus into catching a lot of fish. So that's how that started.
Very cool. Reminds me of my family a lot. Not so much the hunting, but like the whole family union on a big farm. because my family got a massive farm in the middle of Saskatchewan there again. There's always parties and stuff out there growing up as a kid, so I like that.
Yeah, I want to visit. I want to visit Canada one day. I've been to Canada, but I mean like outside of like Niagara Falls or Toronto. I want to get to like the heart of Canada. You know, like the backcountry type deal. I always thought that'd be cool.
Yeah, there's a lot to see. Like, yeah, Toronto. Everyone hates Toronto, Canada, just because like they think they're the center of the universe and shit. But yeah, you go to the Maritimes out there on the East Coast. A lot of cool stuff out there, like the Newfoundland, Nova Scotia area. Saskatchewan, it's boring out there because like it really is. There's just fields of nothingness for thousands of kilometers in every direction. And same with like a lot of Manitoba. Like you go to Winnipeg, but other than Winnipeg, you really have nothing out there.
Hey, Manitoba has some great fishing though.
They do have
I
that, yeah. A
follow a
lot of
few
lakes and stuff.
fishermen. Yeah, I follow a few fishermen on YouTube, man, and they have some great fishing in Manitoba. Like, that's what I really want to do is go fishing in some of those lakes that for species that we don't have around here. That they could like do it. You know, I could hire a guide or something to take me.
Yeah,
because I think that'd be a ton of fun.
One thing I'd recommend, BC is always going to be my go-to, just because I grew up out there, like kind of the Vancouver area, because you have the Pacific Ocean. We'd always go down to Seattle. We can go to Whistler. Like there's camping, there's the beach, there's everything there really. But in the Fraser River out there, we did oh shit, what kind of fishing was it? The big fuckers.
Salmon?
No, like the big monster ones.
Big fish off the coast of the Pacific.
No, it's inland. It's in the river.
They're like sturgeon?
Sturgeon, that's it. Yeah.
I thought you were still fishing in the ocean. I'm like,
no. We did sturgeon fishing out there because they have like the record for the largest ever was caught out there. They're like 11 and a half feet long, 1,000 pounds. Like
they get
monsters.
Massive.
Yeah, so I did that one weekend with a friend.
Yeah, they're here locally too. Ironically, like it's kind of cool.
Oh, really?
How it's kind of cool how like, that's probably easily 3,000 miles apart from here, but yet sturgeon still are very prominent here as well. They get caught all the time.
Oh, okay. But yeah, if I recommend traveling anywhere to visit BC, 100%.
Yeah, I mean they definitely don't get that big, but I mean if I was to hook into an 11-foot sturgeon, I don't know what I'd do. So.
Yeah, I caught a 4-foot one, and it took me about half an hour to reel in, and my left hand was like, it was just the shape of a claw, and I couldn't move it for like 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that sounds as cool as it would be. That sounds rough.
Yeah. All right, let's jump back into this. We'll get Miles to cut in after this. All right. And I think the last thing from the forums that I wanted to bring up was your dog, because your dog looks awesome.
Sakura. Yeah. So ironically, my fiance and I, she actually picked out Sakura before we started dating. We were good friends at that time, and I actually went with her when she got her, ironically, but I had no say. She basically walked in and fell in love with her, did all the paperwork, and then asked me the next day if I could go with her to get her and hold her in the car, basically. So for like the first 3 months, we were actually just like good friends. And then we ended up starting dating. And so Sakura adopted me into the family, basically, because I can tell you right now, if Sakura didn't like me as the German Shepherd she is, I would not be in the picture, because that dog is the number one on Jen, my fiance's list. So basically we have a 4-legged 110-pound child that cannot speak.
Nice. And one more thing, just getting out of the friend zone. You're marrying her now. Good job.
Yeah, I got lucky. That's for sure.
It's a success story. That's all we can say. All right, we'll jump into the final part here, the would you rather category. So 3 questions here. So number 1, would you rather have chapped lips that you can never get rid of, or dandruff you can never get rid of?
Oh, dandruff for sure. For sure. I can easily bring a roller with me and constantly clean off like a shirt, or I could just wear like white shirts and stuff, like light colored shirts, so you can't see it. Um, and you know, I could always put hair gel in my hair, so like, oh, is that dandruff? Nah, dude, it's just a hair gel drying. Chapped lips, bro, is like the bane of my existence, especially because here in New York, the weather gets so cold sometimes that like your lips chap like in seconds outside, and it's the most annoying, sometimes painful. Like it's the worst. So I would rather have dandruff any day of the week.
Good answer. All right. Would you rather only be able to eat something that comes out of a can or only something that grows in the ground?
Can, because a lot of the things that grow in the ground are canned eventually at some point. So I could legitimately eat anything that grows out of the ground or anything that's in a can.
Very true. And would you rather never be able to watch your favorite movie again or never be able to listen to your favorite album again?
So technicality here is it I can't listen to any song on the album at any time, or is it I just can't listen to the album straight?
Can't listen to the album at all. None of the songs on it.
Ooh, uh that's tough because I listen to music all day long. But not be able to watch my favorite movie again. Mm. I think I'd go with not be able to watch my favorite movie again because uh, I, I I listen to music so much that I have that set of songs that just to like get yourself out of your own head. Even like if you're ever having a bad day, you just put the music on and you start jamming, and just like everything just like immediately turns around. Favorite movie? There's so many movies out there that are like top notch that you could still watch every other movie and you already know what happens in your favorite movie, so it's like you don't get that same feeling over and over and over again, opposed to music where you feel it in your soul a little bit.
For sure. All right, there was one question I missed, and it's always the most important question because it's just been part of the interview process in the very beginning. What is your favorite joke?
Joke, uh or it's kind of like a pickup line too, and it's my buddy said it, and it thought it was funny, but I say it to my fiance all the time, and it's you want to get pizza and fuck, and when they say no, you just say what's wrong, you don't like pizza, and it's just so it was just so dumb out of the random that that I thought it was hilarious. Like, who actually, like, I don't know anybody that actually used that as a pickup line, but it was one that he said, and it's just stuck with me. So I use it all the time as a joke.
We'll take it. It's not the worst joke we've heard. It's not the best joke we've heard, so don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not a comedian, man. I love comedians, but I'm not a good comedian myself.
No worries at all. All right. Well, thank you for joining us and doing it this month for us.
Yeah, I had a blast. Thanks for having me. Maybe if you come up with some new questions in the future, I can hop on again.
Yeah, it's always about who's answering the posts on the forums to make it easier for me to do this because it's always hard just getting random information from people. So, yeah, thank you for doing this, and we will see you all next month. Take it easy.
Thanks, VanDoor. Have a good one, man.